I would say that humans by nature, by very physiology, are avoidant of danger and trouble. We're taught to do that. Our central nervous system says, lions, tigers, bears, run. I need food, safety, shelter, and clothing, and I'm good. I want routine, I want safety, I want that. I don't want to run at things that are tough. Because we no longer live in a society where it's lions, tigers, and bears in a physical sense, we have this in an emotional sense. We have this in a social structure sense. And when we get to a position where we are feeling an emotion that I would compare to a lion, tiger, or a bear, we are trying to avoid that. I don't want to feel this way anymore. I don't want to feel loss. I don't want to feel that my girlfriend broke up with me. I don't want to feel that my parents are disappointed in me. I don't want to realize that I'm going to be a failure in the future because I could not pass calculus. I don't want to be this person that isn't skinny enough, that isn't pretty enough, that doesn't have the right car, the license, the expectation, the boyfriend, the whatever it is. And I think that there is a skill set there in avoidance of a problem rather than learning how to hold that problem. And that is failing with grace. That is dusting yourself off after something goes completely sideways and saying, okay, I'm not going to let this kick me down to the point where I can't function. I think there is a level of recognition of how to hold that loss, that disappointment, that fear, that change in expectation. And I do think that realizing after my life has gone the way that it has, that expectation is the source of much disappointment versus what something is rather than what it should be. Who you are in this moment is good enough as you sit, not as you think you should sit or how somebody else should view you. And through the lens of social media and just what we see as we walk down the road, we get this perception of this is how we should behave, look, and be in order to somehow be societally acceptable. But if there were thought bubbles over everybody's head, everybody's doing the same thing. Please don't notice that I, need to lose 50 pounds. Please don't notice that I don't drive a cool car. Please don't notice that I've got 100 grand in student loans or whatever it is. And so I would offer that the recognition of emotional avoidance can be a preservation and survival thing in the moment that something is happening. And by all means, do it in a crisis and survival mode. But at the point that that crisis has subsided, to find a way to hold it and to find the people that you can surround yourself with that can hold it with you. That way that you get the muscle memory, you get the central nervous system and the synapses and the brain pathways to say, oh, there's that crappy feeling where I didn't win again, or here's that, oh, he rejected me feeling, and it will pass. No emotion you've ever felt in your life has ever lasted 24/7. If it did, you'd die. We're not built to feel those emotions permanently. They ebb and they flow. And if we can teach the skill set to hold what that is and face it, losing by grace, feeling disappointment, feeling rejection, feeling joy, feeling achievement, and know that all of that is transitory and that you just need the ability to hold it for the time that you have to, then we are going to find infinite success in our youth's ability to handle interpersonal issues just as well as they would handle an academic failure or success. Those skill sets are taught in sports. Those skill sets are taught in art and in music. And what I love about music is that those successes and failures you hear almost immediately when you hit a wrong note, but you can't stop playing the song. You gotta keep going. You're running a play and you miss the ball, you don't just walk off the field, you keep going. You paint something and you mess it up and you slap some more paint over it and try to make it better. And that methodology actually travels quite well across how you would hold an emotional expectation and learn to just, you know what, today I failed miserably. Today I went down in a ball of flying flames and I got fired or I got an F or I had somebody tell me they don't like me or whatever. Tomorrow's going to be better.
Tomorrow's another day.
Tomorrow I get to try again. And maybe I don't get to try again alone. Maybe I go find a buddy that helps me try so that I'm not alone.
And some of that is that modeling that we talked about earlier and the importance of that. And when Val said, yeah, you're right, Ava, that was my mistake. And I apologize for that. Is owning it, is being able to be vulnerable and to kind of introduce that and in that says, yes, I mean, I might have these credentials and these things, and I have this life experience. And today I'm here kind of with all of that, right? I mean, it's like, Today, actually, I think I do have two of the same earrings on, but the other day I was in a meeting and my colleague looked at me and said, "Oh, I really like that look, Christy, that, those two different earrings that you're wearing. That's really kind of chic." And I'm like, "Oh, well, that wasn't like actually meant to be chic." That was like, I remembered that moment when I was like, which of these pair of earrings shall I wear? And I apparently ended up with one of each of them. So it's being able to be kind of that person who, I'm kind of just a person too, because we all are, no matter what else. And we all have our things that we're struggling with. And you can see how helpful it is to all of us to come together as human beings authentically and talk about these things and share about them. And it helps us all start to think about what could be some next steps to do that, right? I can't do that by myself. I need to hear kind of what you're holding as the teacher, what you're holding, kind of as the parent of the elementary school student or the 13-year-old who's had these experiences. I need to hear from Ava and from Matthew. And I really appreciate hearing, from my adult colleagues and sort of how professionally and personally they've navigated through all of this. We all need to have those conversations.
And you're never too old to learn. As I keep telling the kids, I may be 55, but I'm still learning.
Right, life's a marathon, and we're not getting out of it alive. So let's try to do it day by day if we can.